Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is our hot-tempered hockey mom, Bethany McChesney. So,
I am not hot-tempered.
okay, well, first off, I don't believe that at all. But for this particular occasion, it's not you. I want to hear about what happened in the hockey game.
Oh, my son's game. Oh man, just a good old-fashioned Canada Canadian night in hockey on a Friday night.
There you go.
Yeah, my so playoffs have started. We're just at the beginning of it, and so games always kind of turn up a notch. And they've always this one team that they play is always just a little bit more violent than other teams. It's kind of also where they're located. And so, anyways, we played this team 2 games back to back. And the previous weekend there was like it was pretty bad, and one of our kids almost got a 7 game suspension. So there's a new rule this year in minor hockey, where if you you can get 7 games for if you say one of if you call someone one of this list of 40 words.
God, that sounds almost like what they used to have on TV, the banned 5 words.
Yeah, so there's a banned 40 words apparently. I've never seen the
Really?
list, but it's yeah, and it's new this year. And it's like, it's like it's racial,
I was
which
gonna
is
say, I bet you we could get through the 7. I mean, I'm not gonna
yeah,
do it because Bethany wouldn't like it, but I bet you we could get the 7 out.
we'll get what?
I bet you we could pick the 7 words.
No, there's 40. Did I say 7?
Well, you
You
said
you
there's
get 7.
40.
Sorry, I'm mixing up my numbers. You get 7 games. 7 games. Like I'll just tell you what I think. Like I think it's completely like hockey needs to be cleaned up in some ways, and I think they've swung as we tend to. They've swung way too far
Yeah.
in the direction here. Like they've increased penalties, so now you'll get a 4-minute penalty for any head contact. That's great. We're for the safety of the children, but you're gonna give 7 games for using certain words. Like you
Words
can get
hurt,
some of them.
Bethany.
What's
Words
that?
hurt.
Okay. I
No, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's like I
like
get
give them a 2-minute penalty. And
that's
I mean,
sportsmanlike.
how hockey boys are too, right? Like there's words that are thrown around all the time, and now it's so. Anyways, that game a week ago ended with like their team losing it because our player said this, and then there was this investigation and blah blah blah. So then we played them again on Friday night, and the game started off pretty aggressive, and we have some dads, and if you know hockey parents too, they run their mouth just as much as anybody, and actually this year too, you can get like coaches can be kicked out if parents are too aggressive too. Like it's like they're trying to cut down on all of the like language stuff. And there's actually also new refs wear a green band. So if you yell at a ref with a green band, you get automatically kicked out of the arena. So they're cracking down. But anyway, so we have a dad that runs his mouth. I try to sit on the other end of the arena as him, and some parents on this other team had enough, and they came over after the second period and got in each other's faces and started shoving. And then we had a mom that split it up, but someone called the cops. So then the cops are coming in the third period, and there was like 4 cops, each of them surrounding each of the dads, and so that's how the game went.
And these were
And
dads on the same team?
no,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
no, we have a couple dads who are mouthy, and then some dads on the other team didn't like it, so they had choice words, and then it got a little bit physical, and yeah, cops were called on a Friday night, and I guess there's nothing else going on in town that night because there was a whole lot of cops.
Hello out there. We're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Come
Yeah.
on. You know what? I'm okay with that. Let the parents fight. That's fine.
Oh
Didn't
man.
affect the game. Oh man, my brother played junior B out in Nova Scotia. And you
Mhm.
think it's not, you said the hockey dads, it's the hockey moms that are aggressive. They get mean. I remember this one guy, Ricky. and we played on my brother's team, and his mom literally jumped the boards. She went
Oh my
onto the
goodness.
ice, and she was a very, let's call her powerful woman. She
That's
went, she went
embarrassing.
after the ref.
We actually, a couple games ago, we did have a mom go after our coach.
Mm.
And it was for a head contact. So one of our players did like a really bad hit, and the mom jumped out of the stands and went after our coach and had to be escorted out of the arena.
Here, here's my problem, and you're probably going to disagree with me on this because I'm a little more old school than you. But this is the biggest problem I have with the whole head contact rule
Hmm.
is people will start to use it as a defense, and they will literally carry their head down so they can't be hit legally, so you can't hit them. And I've seen it in games, and I see them like they bury their head so you can't hit them. It's just like hitting from behind. They'll go into the boards, straight into the boards, and not at an angle like we were taught when we were kids, and they're straight back out so the number so you can't hit them from behind kind of thing. And all
Hmm.
these they make defense, but I think the biggest thing that went wrong is the shoulder pads are made out of like Kevlar and titanium and if you hit a kid with those shoulder pads, it's like swinging a bat at him. When they were
Yeah,
just when they were just like when I played, when they were just foam pads,
yeah,
like it was protection. It wasn't a weapon.
yeah.
So it
Yeah,
not only did it
mine were
protect
just soft
you,
pads. Yeah,
it protected you, but it protected the guy you hit.
yeah.
And you also, at the same account, you had to be if you wanted to go skating 100 miles an hour into a dude, you had to be prepared. So like
Yeah.
if you missed, you're going to hit the boards and cripple yourself. So you weren't going so hard of a hit because you
Hmm.
weren't completely safe. So I think in the effort to make it more safe, sometimes we've made it more dangerous.
So, and I don't, they
By
didn't
the
really
way,
have
this
this
is
whole,
not a hockey podcast,
no, I know.
but it is today.
It's a Canadian podcast though,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
but they've also I don't know if did they have charging penalties?
Yeah, totally, totally.
Okay, so
One of
they've
my
made
favorite penalties ever was a charging penalty.
they've made that one also like really strict too. Like a couple strides is a charging penalty.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, uh, I
I
don't
get
know.
it too though, because man, kids will go from like the other side of the ice.
Well, and that's what I say. My favorite penalty ever. Actually, I'll be honest, it wasn't a charging. They called it an interference. But I was currently in the penalty box, and I was just about to be released. And my brother was over across the ice at the blue line, and I could see the play developing. And dude, their best player was like coming around the back of the net, and he's going to pick up the puck, and he's going to come up the boards. And just as I'm getting him, I'm like, I can meet him right at that blue line, just as he's going to catch the pass. And it worked out just as I got out of the box. This play's developing. I went make a beeline for over there. The pass is a little in front of him. He reaches with the stick out for the pass, and I just obliterate him. Like hit him straight on with my shoulder, full speed, his feet
Mhm.
straight out in the air. He's about 5 feet flat out in the air and crashes down. They call me a penalty for me, put me back in the box. They give me 2 minutes for interference. My brother jumps up on the boards, screams and yells. He goes, "Bullshit! That was charging all the way." But that was again different times. They probably would have suspended me for a year for that now.
Yeah, they do. Well, and I find now if a player gets injured, kids are just kicked out sometimes.
I don't like that.
Mhm.
Injury should not affect it. Result should not affect
Yeah,
the
it depends. Like if it was a head contact that was like intentional, they'll just kick the kid out.
yeah, but that's cool. I think that's fine. That's great. If
Yeah.
you've broken the rule and
Not just an injury, like
yeah, but like if I hit you and I hit you in the head and my penalty is 4 minutes, that's great. But I don't think whether the other player is injured should affect what I get. Like if they're out for a game, you get 2 games. Oh, they're out for 5 games, you get 3 weeks. Like I don't like that.
yeah, no, it's not like that,
Yeah.
but it's more
Because
within the
even in
game.
the NHL, that happens sometimes where
Oh,
the injury affects it, Like, oh,
yeah,
there's a slash, nothing happened, 2 minutes. Oh, there's a slash, he broke his wrist. You're out for 3 games.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
it's not like that.
since we're talking hockey anyway, did you watch the Canada USA game?
So I didn't, only because we don't have like a way to watch it. Like we don't have streaming networks and stuff. But
Rogers,
I watched all of the highlights.
listen, Rogers likely isn't listening to that. Just use mine.
Well, I didn't think about that.
Oh.
But I did watch all the highlights the next day.
Anyway, very exciting. I
Yeah.
stayed up late, and that meant it was good. Like I actually stayed away from
Well,
it.
and when I heard it went into overtime and like, then I'm like, oh, I really wish I watched the game now, but
Yeah, and Connor McDavid scoring the goal. It's just super exciting. And I give full credit to the States, man. They're a great team. They're good.
oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was just good hockey. It was really good hockey. And out of like a tournament that should mean nothing. Like it's
But it always does though when you're playing for your country.
but it doesn't in other sports.
Oh,
That's the hockey culture. And that's I love that's great. It's fantastic that way.
yeah.
It's the same where you can fight a guy 9 seconds into the game and have a beer with him after. That's okay.
Hmm.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah. That's hockey.
Anyway, all right. That's it. We're good. Um, how much? Oh, so one more hockey question. How much money do you owe Mason?
$50.
50 bucks?
I know.
What did he score 300 goals?
I do not pay my children $50 every time they score.
Evidence to the contrary.
No, this was the only time. And it was just because so Emerson got her first. I told Emerson I pay her $50 because she hadn't had a goal yet this year. So I was like, fine. And then sure enough, she scored a goal right after I made this bet with her. So then Mason's all, why don't I? Then so I said, fine. And Mason scores goals though, but so I was like, fine, your next goal, I'll give you $50, but only if in your celebration you point at your mom. And at first he was like, "No, mom, I don't celebrate. I don't do a celly." And then I was like, "Well, then
Don
you're 50
Cherry'd be
bucks."
proud of him.
I know. So then he spun around and pointed at me in the stands. It was like a perfect shot from the point, top shelf. Mhm.
I had a friend and they well, sorry, I met these people. They moved from England. Their daughter played on the hockey team with my daughter. And she was like all year without scoring a goal. She just learning to skate, came from England. And they were said the same thing. They said, we'll give you 50 bucks when you for the game you score a goal. And wouldn't behold, she scored two. So they 100 bucks. They gave her 100 bucks for that game.
Ugh, that's an expensive game.
Yeah. Anyway, so this weekend
Mhm.
we had the DEKA at Farm Girl. And as always, there was tears. Oh, so we've done this now. We set an over under for Jesse's crying.
Jesse's crying.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like 3.5. So does she cry more than 3.5 times or less than 3.5 times? And we did all lose because most of us picked the over and it was only 3 times, although she almost cried afterwards. I think it was kind of borderline. I think it was the over. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, we had that Sam fellow back who had that terrible accident and came back, and then I was just
Oh
in
yeah, yeah.
tears. We had another girl who's new to the gym, and she brought like her whole family was there.
Oh,
And there were tears at the end of that. We had another girl, Lindsay. And Lindsay, she's been working so hard. She came out of the first decade and I think she had like lofty expectations and she blew up bad.
oh,
And then the next time she came out, she shaved like 4 or 5 minutes off her time. And then this time she did it again.
oh wow.
So yeah, her and I don't think she might. So she went from like a 25 and then this time she was like a 16. So it was just like
That's
unbelievable
really good.
how much work she's put in and how
Mhm.
yeah and how we're just watching how well she paced it compared to the first time. The first
Sometimes you have to do that, right? I tell my clients that too sometimes because they sometimes they don't believe you about like pacing those first three stations, and then I'm like, maybe you just go and do it.
I think there's a lot of value in blowing up.
Hmm.
Like a massive learning experience in blowing up and seeing two things. Because one, you learn, okay, I've learned how hard I can push.
Yeah,
And then two, I've learned not to push that hard.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. But I mean, sometimes though, I feel like you do have to try it because you don't always know, especially when you're it's newer clients or people that you don't necessarily know that well,
hmm,
and so yeah, sometimes you got to go and just see because sometimes you might not really blow up or like you can blow up and recover and then
yeah. So I did 3 runs on the weekend. I did an
Mhm.
unofficial one with Riley.
Mhm.
By the way, if you don't know, Riley's my wife. And we did everything opposite. So she's got some tendonitis. So the biggest reason we did this, she can't do the burpee. She can't grip the ram and kind of snatch it over her head. Her tennis elbow just flares up. And so we decided, she said, I don't want to run hard this weekend. We'll do. And so I said, we'll do it backwards. So she did all the machines and I did
Did
like,
that hurt her elbow more?
no, it didn't. It's just, it seems to be just that snatch is the only one that really gets her is just on the burpees. So it's getting better though. So she should be ready for the next one. Anyway, I don't know. Things are tendon stuff is weird sometimes. So,
Yeah.
but so I did the lunges, which I never do. And then she did the whole row. And this is the first time I've ever done a relay race with anyone where I was not involved in the row in some way. Normally I do the whole row. Sometimes I've done just part of it, but I've never done. And I'm like sitting there going,
It's a long time.
like, what am I supposed to do now? So I'm like dancing. I just like I didn't. It was really weird, but I did have the fastest box overs I've ever done.
You get a long rest.
Yeah.
If one partner does the whole row, it's the longest rest you'll ever get.
Yeah, in fairness, she did a good row too. She did a like a 204, I think. So for her, that was a solid row. And yeah, so we did that, and then she did. How do we do it? We broke up the bike. So she wanted to do 8 calories, and then I did 11, and then she did 6. And it was one of those where I did my 11 calories in 16 seconds. So she was on and she went as hard as she could. And she was dying. And then I got on and she was off for 16 seconds and had to get back on. And she's like, oh my God.
Did you move the seat?
Was that? No, I just went on her height.
Hmm.
Yeah, where she said it, I just jumped on and did it like that.
Yeah.
And just let it ride. Um, yeah, so I mean, that was fun. But I had for the first time ever had to do all the burpees.
Oof.
Yeah, I've never had to do that one before. I did okay. I think it was like a minute and two or something like that. So I'm not Bethany status there, but
Still pretty
I
fast.
did okay. I did okay. And the men's burpees are way harder than women. Like that double weight is
Oh yeah.
way different, but
Hmm.
it was good. Then I did another race with one of the farm girls, Christina, and again, she had never done a race where she could push herself. She did a solo, and she put in her first time, and I just watched how hard she had been working in the gym and watching how good she was doing on some of the machines. She maybe doesn't have that staying power, but she was really getting some good speed.
Hmm.
And so I teamed up with her and I did the lunges and the box overs, but we split everything else up and she just had a blast. And I had a blast doing it. It was so much fun. But the thing that really got me was I went into it thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna, I'll give an effort, but I'm not gonna go all out because I got to race with Juan later and we want to put in a good time. But she got on that rower and was pulling so fast and so hard. And like she was hitting like low 140s.
Well,
And I'm like, I can't not go hard. Like, sorry,
yeah.
high 140s, low 150s. But she was pushing, and you know, she's what we call a perfectly seasoned woman, right? I think of that from Brooklyn Nichols, perfectly seasoned. Anyway, and I'm like, there's no way I can hold back. That's just not
Mhm.
fair.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So of course I went all out. She went all out the whole way. We did a 12:55 and
Oh wow.
I was cooked. So I was cooked, but we had a great time. I'm so glad. Even and I talked to one after. I'm like, that might affect us later on. He goes, I don't care. He said, I don't care. That was awesome. That was great. She was hauling. And I'm like, yeah, it was great. So Juan and I did our race, and I was very worried about my row because that's a strength of mine. And I'm like, I just don't know that I have it, but I still pulled off a 130 dead.
Mhm.
And we did good. We were 8 seconds slower than our previous time, but it actually was all on the bike. We didn't do as good on the bike as we did the previous time. So we
Mhm.
lost. We actually did better on most of it, but like within second or a little better everywhere else. But that bike, we lost it. And so, but we learned a lot on this one actually. So going a little slower, we learned a lot. We're going to tinker with some things, and I think we're going to be right around the 10-minute mark next time.
Mhm.
We were at 10:20. What was it? 10:20, 10:28. No, 10:27. 10:27 this time. So I think next time it'll be right around the 10 with some
No.
change. But it was great. It was good. Huge, awesome atmosphere. Um, we had everybody we had. Oh, I want to thank Nicole. Everybody helped. John Cross judging like mad, like always, and all the great volunteers. But Nicole came out and saved the day for. Do you know Waldo?
Waldo.
Waldo and Lisa. They come out to our events sometimes, and they're great. They're a nice guy.
Oh, what's her last name?
Conlon.
Yes, I know who Lisa Conlon is.
Okay,
Yes.
so yes. Anyway, they came out and they both did the ruck.
Mhm.
And Waldo had his pack, which is the same as mine, but I don't know if he forgot the right plate or if he didn't have it or whatever, but they only had the 20-pound plate. So we, I didn't know what to do, how to get it, because I mean, these packs, they're very thin with what you can fit in them.
Yeah.
So we went and we got, and I grabbed the stuff from Dan, the one of the owners, and I said, "Do you have like a bunch of nuts and bolts?" So we got nuts and bolts and Ziploc bags, and we gave them to Nicole, and Nicole helped them out, and they like put nuts and bolts in Ziploc bags, threw those in for the extra weight, and we got it to the 30 pounds.
And you like had a scale?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We have this always have a scale. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, because technically you should weigh before and you weigh it after. And yeah, so we made 30.67 pounds with the 20-pound plate and a bunch of nuts and bolts and random steel parts out of the garage. And it was great. But yeah, Nicole, the reason I think Nicole is Nicole, why I was judging and everything, she set it all up and she really helped. She helped them get all adjusted and good to go. And she's
Mhm.
very much the Ruck ambassador.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Done a good job with it, and she's doing good. So really
Mhm.
thank her for that. But yeah, it was just another great event. It was good. We had a lot of Pure Impact people there, a lot of our more and more of our own people. I believe that the entire women's world's strong relay 100 to 119 will be from Southern Ontario.
Oh yeah.
It's just so many of them that are looking like they're going to qualify for Worlds.
Hmm.
I think there's probably going to be 4 teams that could qualify from Farm Girl in that division.
Oh, that's cool.
So it'll be a lot of fun. There was 2 last year. I think there are going to be 2 more this year.
That's awesome.
And then plus you have the Sharons and then Patty and Charla and Brigitte and her partner. And I'm just, there's
Hmm.
7 right there out
Yeah.
of 15.
Hmm.
But yeah, but you were missed. We missed you.
Yeah, I was busy at the arena celebrating my birthday.
It was your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
I made a post. I did a thing.
Yeah.
I did the absolute bare minimum.
That's okay. I don't need more.
That's what I do. The absolute bare minimum. That's entitled. That's allowed. Well, do you ever get in a situation where like you got friends with people and then you get to the kind of Christmas and birthday gift thing, and then it's like you buy for someone, then you got to buy back, and then it's in this vicious cycle that you're not really prepared to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have some friends who are just so big into gift giving, like it's definitely their love language.
And it's done out of pure generosity.
Oh yeah, and they just love it. Love it, love it. Like I have a friend who makes these elaborate baskets for everything.
Mm.
And I'm like, just the time to go around and get all this stuff, like I just couldn't. Like I just, but it's some people like they get so much joy out of the giving that you have to also appreciate like that is just the way that they express love to someone. So,
Some
um,
people
but
some people like to give everybody socks.
yeah, yes,
And
especially if they're an Outway ambassador.
that's right. That's right. And they're great socks.
Yes, they are.
I have
Yeah.
a thing, and I admit, this is one of the ones I actually do really enjoy. John Cross and I randomly find each other. We're both car race fans, and we randomly find like die-cast cars, and that's John's got to have that, and he gets them. It's like every time someone shows up at the door, it's like, look what I found. So it's awesome. But I think the whole event. Oh, the other thing too, and this is what I found out is Chelsea Grant is cheating. She
Yeah.
she comes from way too good a stock.
Oh, her brother competed.
Yeah, not only that,
Oh,
her parents went out there and they're both over 60 and they did a doubles and they crushed it. First time out, just moving. And I was like, yeah, Chelsea's cheating. It's way too good a lineage. I don't even think she's trying. I think she's just coasting by on genetics.
She doesn't want to be found out. You
Yeah,
can't be
well,
too
we know
child.
now. We know now. I think they did like a 14 or low 13 or something like that.
Her parents?
Parents. So they're over 120 for their category.
Wow.
But I think like I'm like they could go faster. Like, with some transitions and some different stuff, like they could go quicker. They were really good. I was blown away.
I was actually thinking when I saw the thing with her brother, and I said this to Chelsea, it would be really fun, like let's say on family day, to
Mhm.
do like family only doubles competition. So sibling, parent, son, whatever, only family members.
I would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would love to do one with either my kids or both my kids. I think I've had a great time. Even though
Yeah.
I think like neither one of them is really their thing, but yeah, I think they'd have a great time. Yeah, and Chelsea and her brother put down like a 9:53.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, dude was hauling on the bike. He just same thing. Like, big tall guy too, right? Like
Yeah.
just hauling. And yeah, I was like, yeah, not fair. They're cheating. They're cheating for sure.
He, they put what steroids in their cereal in the morning
Exactly.
before
That is
they're
what
going on.
happened. They're microdosing them from puberty on.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. And Chelsea, obviously, her and Amber put in a good run. Um,
Mm.
so that was fun. Yeah, it was another great day. But what I am noticing, and I'm seeing this in a lot of deck events, is the teams is taking over. Like we got not just more people in the teams, but more teams than solos.
Oh, okay.
So there was, I can't remember how many, but there was more teams than there was solo runners. And I think it's great. I think it's
The
awesome.
teams are so fun.
Yeah, I mean, we were early adopters, Beth. We had it. We knew.
Yeah.
When we're gonna see you and Jeff do a team. Have you guys ever done a Decker relay?
No.
Why not? Jesus, Bethany, come on.
Well, the problem is Jeff and I are both the same kind of athlete. So, like, we both want to do the same things. So it doesn't really make sense.
That just means you split everything.
But I don't want to do the bike ever. I, and I'm not very good at the rower, so I need someone who's like those things the most.
Hmm.
I'm just kidding. I did go on the bike with Heather.
Yeah, you did a little on the bike.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job on the seat adjustment. I thought that was really well done. I think that really helped you guys. You did that as well as anybody.
Yeah.
I think anybody did that as smooth
Mhm.
anyway.
Mhm. But yeah, Jeff and I are both like light, fast, agility people. So we need our partners to kind of balance it out. But yeah,
Okay.
if we did it, we would split everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I bet you guys would still put down a great time though. Like,
Yeah.
yes, the bike would hit you a little hard, but it's not like it would be. You'd still put in a good time.
No, no. And yeah, Jeff's really working on the machines anyways. But yeah, we just haven't. We do doubles for High Rock, so it makes more sense.
It is definitely a stronger suit for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, they say there's a big Canadian High Rocks announcement coming. A lot of people asking, a lot of people saying, "What is it? What is it?" Guess what? I don't know. I mean, I know what I can guess, which is good. Actually, it's good that I don't know because now I can guess. I guess it's the Toronto, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think there might be more.
I think so too. And I have yeah, feelings around two places, but and I thought that there was going to be one in the spring.
Um, I still don't know that there won't be. Like, do you think it's too late?
Well, I think it's not smart because Worlds is in June to I mean, I would love it if they put one in May in like Toronto. So it would give us like a good tune-up race. But
I don't see them doing that because they like to go back to the same spots around the same time, especially when it's successful. It's like they're really big about going back and doing the same thing again.
yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see Toronto being again in October, but I could see something like Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal's the next logical choice, and then for me, it's either like Vancouver or Calgary,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Personally, I would prefer Calgary, but I mean,
Yeah. Every things in Quebec just do so well.
oh, Quebec is yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Should we talk about the Quebec thing?
Did we or should we?
Should we?
I
We
mean, I don't
briefly
know.
mentioned it, but now I have a little better understanding.
Yeah.
Like, so Quebec put on a full High Rocks, but
Yes, but we
it
can't call
was
it High
not
Rocks.
a High Rocks. And
Yeah,
because we talked, was it 2 episodes ago where we talked, can you copyright
a
a
workout.
workout? Turns out I was right. You can't.
Um, you can't copyright the workout,
No.
but the name of
Yeah.
the workout, yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
totally. And Quebec, being the way Quebec is, just said, we don't care. We're gonna do this. Sure, we won't call it High Rocks, but we're gonna do it anyway. And it looked like they had a great turnout.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So they did have to relinquish their affiliate status.
Yeah.
So it was met with consequences. But they did, yes, host a completely High Rocks like workout.
I swear, like, and I love Quebec. I love the French. I love the way you guys stick together. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't just go so far as to call it French rocks and just because I could just see them just completely rub your nose in it. We're gonna do it, and here it is, and they will do it again.
Yep.
They totally will. And but this is where I had been confused in the past, and this is where it got me. So anybody who I talked to or was going to be now separately from this, there is a series of half rocks that is approved from High Rocks.
Hmm.
All right, so there's like I think it's a 4 or 5 race series, and we're hoping to have Samuel Bear on one day to kind of fill us in on all of it. But it looks cool too.
Yeah.
One of them's in Gatineau, which for me is only a 4.5 hour drive.
Mm.
So if timing lines up right, I'm going to go to that.
Okay.
So.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that will be. I think it's great. Love it, and I don't know anything about it, but I hope it's a legit series where they're like keeping track of points throughout the series. And yeah, I know some people will say, well, then it just becomes who can attend the most. I don't care. I want to see a series champion. I think that'd be awesome
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it builds to something.
RX1 should do a spin-off. One of their events is High Rocks like, maybe a Half Rocks. Mix up the order of the stations.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could see them doing it. They'd be fine with it. Like again, RX1 is just going to do what they're going to do.
Hmm.
I don't know though that RX1. I know it kind of goes against the one thing that they're not into repetitiveness.
Yeah, they've never done the same workout twice.
Yeah, yeah. So I
I
think
also don't think they like that much running.
no, God, no, absolutely not. But maybe they do or as I call it, a hard rocks, high rock strong.
Yeah, or just a little bit of running, just a little bit.
The one that I say where you just run around the one time.
What if you do like a 3K run into the Hard Rocks?
They would do that. That's their kind of thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Hmm.
up their alley.
Hmm.
And then maybe finish with a 500-meter run. Yeah, no.
No.
Speaking of the Hard Rock, so next weekend I'm going to Pure Impact and I'm going to do some judging and I'm going to do the first Canadian Atlas there.
Hmm.
Well, sorry, the first official Canadian Atlas.
Hmm.
Get an actual score. But then the next day I'm going to Burlington to do a Hard Rocks in Burlington.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good one. And then there's what's coming up too. There's a High Rocks PFD, which I will be speaking at coming up.
Speaking.
I will be speaking. I'll be doing a rules and interpretation and stuff like that. All that kind of
Oh.
yeah. It's actually things I know about.
Mhm.
That kind
I
of
thought you meant like doing like a keynote motivational talk.
TED Talk.
Yeah.
I should do that. I can be motivating.
Yeah.
I yell at people. I got it. No, yeah. So I mean, but there's lots going on. But I am looking forward to doing both those. So next weekend's gonna be a lot of fun. Two different things, and I'm gonna have a great time. Do you have anything coming up?
Well, I'm racing a half marathon this weekend, but I'm not racing it. I am doing a half marathon this weekend, and I got asked to do it with someone, and I'm regretting my life choices because it's gonna be like -15 on Sunday.
I thought things were warming up this week.
They are, but then it's dropping back down and it's gonna storm and be freezing on Sunday.
Where is it?
Burlington.
So you should come do the Hard Rocks right
I
after.
would rather.
You should tell her, listen, my running knee
My
tendon,
runner's
no,
knee.
my runner knee tendinopathy is acting up. Let's go do this Hard Rocks
That's actually
instead.
a thing, Dave. What you just said made sense.
Shit. Yeah, like when you scramble a bunch of words that you think don't mean anything in Chinese and you're actually saying something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did just say something.
Runner's
Smart.
knee tendinopathy. I knew all those words were real.
Runner's knee is a tendinopathy.
Is it? I didn't know it was tendinopathy. What's jumper's knee? Is that a tendinopathy?
Same thing. Runner's knee and jumper's knee is the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like either one of them. Not a fan.
Yeah, it's just whatever caused the tendinopathy. Tendinopathy just means inflammation of a tendon.
Yeah. There you go.
Tendonitis.
Oh, by the way, with you sounding like smart and stuff, we have had so many people comment and talk about how nice it is when smart people like Karina come on and you and her talk and I just shut up. And and we promise we're gonna have Karina back very soon. And we might even bring more smart people on just to change the pace up a bit so Bethany has someone to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did get a lot of positive feedback and like we appreciate that too. So,
He was awesome.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
she is like, honestly, if you didn't listen and you didn't get it, like Corinna is one of the coolest people you will ever talk to.
Hmm.
She's amazing and it is very, very smart.
Yeah.
It is something. So I mean I learned something and that's enough. Although I did get called out for being distracted by my hat one time. And listen, there was times that I was distracted on that podcast, but mostly because I was still fighting with the airline on my phone.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm like,
Well, I mean, you had a lot going
I had
on
a
too.
lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was an interesting. Oh, and by the way, it did all work out.
Hmm.
Did eventually get all my hotel covered. I got some meals covered. Everything went fine. Everything was good. Would have liked if they didn't make me, go to battle for all of it.
Have to fight for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Hmm.
thank
I had
you
a
for.
friend stuck in Charlottetown for 5 days because of that. Yeah.
Well, I had some people, what they did was they went and they got flown into Montreal the next day and then drove from Montreal to Toronto. But I'm
Oh,
like, it's, I was like, okay, by that time I had already got everything squared away.
yeah.
It's, it's
Hmm.
yeah, I was, so I just enjoyed my little bit of time in Atlanta doing nothing. I went to Waffle House.
Yeah.
It was, it was Waffle House.
Yeah.
Matt told me that it was not a solid representation of what Waffle House should be. I don't know if he's right or not.
Did it have real maple syrup?
I don't know. I had an egg sandwich.
You didn't have waffles at Waffle House?
No. I don't know
Oh,
that you're supposed to really. Matt didn't
I
have
don't
waffles.
know.
It's a new experience for me. I don't think I'll go back.
No.
I go back to Atlanta. By the way, have you ever been to the Atlanta airport?
I don't know.
It's like a bloody city. Like
Hmm.
trains everywhere. And actually, yeah, I would say that Atlanta airport has a better subway system than Toronto.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a way more accessible. You could get a lot further in the Atlanta airport than you can in Toronto on subways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it was interesting. It was a lot of fun. I got through it. I don't know. The hotel bar had athletic brew.
Oh, that's good.
It was good. Yep,
Good to
I was
see.
happy about that.
Hmm.
They didn't even realize they had it till I pointed it out in the cabinet. But they learned something. I learned something. Everybody's better.
And you made it back, so
They made it back. Yes, but the flight back was fantastic. And everybody survived the crash that caused this, which is the main thing.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, but that's it. So you got the half marathon coming up. You're gonna skip it. You're gonna come. We'll meet up in Burlington. Bring your friend.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a half. Sorry, it's a half high rocks or a hard rocks.
It's a Hard Rocks, this one.
Ugh. Well, my friend who's making me do this half marathon is qualified for the High Rocks World Championship. That's why she's racing the half.
Mm, mm. But hear me out. She could run a half marathon any day of the week, anytime. You guys could run it earlier in the week when the weather's nice,
I would like that idea.
and then go to the Hard Rocks, which is inside, and practice her stations.
Is it sold out?
I don't think so.
No.
Send you a link. Maybe we
Hmm?
should say where it is in case,
Is that the holistic athlete?
no, no, no. They had one earlier and that was good and it did sell out. This one is, oh Lord. Let's see if I can find it quickly, which I can't, but it is in Burlington at Epic Performance Center.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll look into it.
Yeah, Epic Performance Center. I think it's like $35,
Hmm.
give or take. But I don't know much about the gym. I don't know anything, but I know that I enjoyed the first one and I will enjoy this one,
Hmm.
other than the lunges.
Yeah, there's not a lot of breaks then for the legs.
You know, I, I really like it. The ski and the row, like ski being first doesn't really break it up. The row, you get a little break then.
Hmm.
But then yeah, the lunges straight into the wall balls is
Killer. Sounds awful.
you'll enjoy.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, everybody. We'll see you in Pure Impact next weekend.
Hmm.
And what did I say? Epic Fitness next weekend, and whatever silly marathon Beth is doing. Where's your half? Does it have a name, or is it just a Burlington half?
It's really chilly.
A really chilly, appropriately named,
Yeah.
really chilly half marathon.
I've done it a couple times, and every time I do it, I say I'm never doing this again.
You're not to be trusted.
I know, and then all I is a friend. One friend messages me, and I can't say no. Oh well.
Is that a good quality or a bad one? Yet to be determined.
Yes.
All right, Beth, take us home.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. And again, if you see us around or Dave around, probably this weekend, you probably won't see me, unless you've made the bad decision to race the chili half as well. Then I might see you. But thanks so much for listening, everyone, and take care.
Take care.